One of these lost and
Or-
lonely nights.
Who are you calling a whore?
Whore.
I don't believe it's pronounced whore.
I'm gonna find out, pretty mama. All right, boom.
Face hog.
Studio mode. There we go. All right, we are live, so let's get this thing rolling. What do you say, guys? What do you say?
I'm Memorex.
All right. Welcome to the Lovecraft tapes. I am Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore, and we play Call of Cthulhu, a horror role-playing game based upon the fictional fiction. Fictional fiction, that doesn't make sense. Based upon the fantastical fiction of H.P. Lovecraft. Your investigators of the unknown are Brian as Jack Whiteside?
I don't know what the hell's going on, but those are not my lips.
Gabe as Roy Arroyo?
That question mark out of that, god damn it.
And Matt as Rocky Arroyo?
Oh, not this again.
Well, welcome, players. How is everybody doing tonight?
Yes.
And we are playing at night, so that's good.
And yes.
Uh-huh.
not
LLO.
LL Cool J? What?
I'm just saying letters too, man.
Just straight up letters. All right. Well, let's take a quick moment to read some letters from beyond. What do you say?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I won't read you the 3-star one we got. So we'll stick to the good stuff tonight.
Why?
You gotta read that.
Chris Dustin on Facebook says, "Hello. I discovered your podcast about 2.5 to 3 weeks ago, and I just finished episode 79. Amazing.
Jeez.
I laughed so hard and enjoyed it. These last few weeks have been very hectic, and your podcast has brought some sort of calmness. Thank you for the wonderful podcast."
Means it's working.
That wasn't ever my goal.
And on Apple Podcasts, Kinta ROTPC says, 5 stars, engrossing and fun. I loved this podcast ever since I found it. It's great fun to listen to these folks. As a matter of fact, this podcast was how I really got into Call of Cthulhu. I've been wanting to run it for a long time, and this group helped me figure out a lot of things about how to actually make it happen.
Why didn't you love it before you found it?
I'm just glad we're contributing to spreading the disease, plague, joy of Call of Cthulhu.
Joy. Who's Joy?
Nurse Joy,
Yes.
Pokemon Center.
Oh.
Oh.
Awful, terrible person. Whoever you leave the Pokemon hospital says see you again soon. Just a fucking terrible thing to say when you're leaving a hospital.
All right. Also on Apple Podcasts, Vladimir37 says, keeps you on the edge of your seat. Started listening just over a month ago, and this has been my favorite show for my long commutes. The cast do an amazing job at keeping listeners enthralled in their story, waiting to see what happens next with plenty of laughs thrown in as well.
I'd like to meet the cast sometime. They sound great.
Oh yeah, they sound like really amazing.
We should
people.
listen to this podcast, guys. I hear it's awesome.
Nah,
I wonder if they have a Patreon where we can donate money to them.
No,
Nope.
probably not yet.
nope.
Uh,
Well, the bad thing about
I don't think they'd do that.
the bad thing about that cast is it's always plastered.
Yeah. Always. But we'll
I
intervene.
don't know what you're talking about. I was just fine. Thank you very much.
Plaster cast, good. All right. We also need to thank our current supporters on patreon.com/Lovecraft tapes. Hey, didn't someone just ask what that was?
I think we have one now.
Oh,
It
that's
just
true.
happened.
I just initiated it. And we already have supporters, including students at Miskatonic, Bifford, Dom Driver, DW, Eric Sutterberg, Jacob Element, Jeffrey Young, Milka Mix, Rolling Boxcars, Snow, Tadashi Katsuran, and Oystein Bowler. Our professors at Miskatonic include Anthony Imes, Brittany Davis, Brownie Davis, Daniel Caprone, Daniel Hissey, David Winterman, Davinia von Zerovich, Eric
Nice.
Gordon, Eric Phillips, Eric Miles, Eric Zane, Frank Delventhal, Jeremy Griffith, John Imray, Lobster Johnson, Malambra 57, Manda McCalla, Mitch L., Olda Polkert, Quazix, Sebastian Lisansky, Sha'an, and Wouter Vermeyen. Our investigators of the unknown include Chris Parker, Elizabeth Grieve, and Wayne Stubblefield. Our mystics of the occult include Daniel Ivy and Jordy Rose. Cultists of the Starry Wisdom include Ravens in the Attic and the DeBeard Lobotomist. And all alone in a hole at the bottom of the sea is our old one, Zach Harley.
Leapfrog. Zach.
My house. Wait, oh.
In my house. All right.
Can I find that 3-star review because censorship isn't cool?
I think it just came out like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And I got it sent to me, and I was like, Trust me, Gabe, you don't want to hear what they have to say.
Oh,
It's
now
you,
I
Gabe.
really want to.
They really hate you. It's the only reason they gave us 3
I
stars.
mean, it's only a matter of time.
Actually, I think they really hate me, so which is fine. I can take the brunt.
Ooh, they gave you a brunt?
A brunt, yes.
Bastards.
Well, before we begin, we need to take a quick commercial break. And please roll D100, guys.
Roll for stupidity.
All right, so tonight's performers will be me and Gabe.
Yay.
And Matt and Brian will provide some
Point and laugh.
entertainment. So Gabe, you had an idea, so go ahead.
So, yeah. With the fucked up teeth.
Yeah, that's me. I have fucked up teeth.
Having bad teeth?
Yes, I am. But still,
Wouldn't you rather have bad skin instead?
I got that too. I have actually both of it. Yeah, it's terrible.
What if I were to say that we found a way that we can fix your teeth at the low price of fucking up your skin further?
Ooh, I like that. That seems like a 2-in-1 deal.
Through Teeth Incorporated, we have manufactured a new allow us to take patches of your skin, mix it with chicken gizzards, harden it overnight, and place it in as new, fresh white teeth.
Nice.
But won't that make my stinky breath even stinkier?
How much is it?
Flush, stupid.
I can't afford mouthwash. I've getting all my teeth whitened with chicken gizzards.
Definitely inventing new products for us. See, we do listen to the customers.
Well, I'm stocking up now. How much is a gross of that? And when I say gross,
I mean, gross.
For every tooth that we do, it costs you the low price of $4.44. It is of $20.
How much was that? I want some.
Just 44 payments of $20.
It's only $20. Nice.
nice. All right, well, order now.
Why?
Because. All right, Brian and Matt.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I
Give
can't
it
That,
your-
that was it was
Matt, can I borrow $20?
yeah. Hold on a second. Hey Jeremy, can I borrow $20?
Yeah, Gabe,
44 payment.
Gabe, can I borrow 44 payments of $20, please?
Hey, Brian, I need your credit card number.
Okay, it's right here. You're gonna have to. The name's a little different. It's Jeremy.
And we're back. Forgot that part. You know, guys, when I think of that product and or service, I think of poppy fields swaying in the sunshine. I think of cool, crystalline rivers running down mountainsides. And I think of cats living with dogs in Brooklyn sublets, just trying to make ends meet while the soulless machinery of modern-day capitalism grinds on and on, stripping them of flesh and bone, pulverizing their now distant dreams of a peaceful universe until even the empty promise of a rainbow bridge cannot quell the sick, uneasy feeling in their guts.
Can't keep me. I want to die.
The dog smokes and is losing its hair. The cat has diabetes but drinks dollar store soda. Their baby, a dark-furred ferret, rots stillborn in its crib. The
Trash
flies,
panda, thank you very much.
the flies have laid eggs days ago, and the maggots are hard at work, eager to feed. Outside, in the mean streets, the traffic noises susurrate like an ambient soundtrack everyone is ignoring. But it is getting louder.
And it has a great beat that you can dance to.
True. And at least it's diabetes.
Now, dear investigators, we begin Chapter 9, Leapfrog.
Hell, damn it.
My life.
Previously on the Lovecraft tapes. Dan Williams, security officer at Miskatonic University, goes AWOL in a mad quest to locate his presumably dead fiancée, Samantha Blaine. While researching her notes, he discovers a series of rituals that might reunite him with his beloved. Unfortunately, a singular passion leads him to the arms of Dagon cultists, who also want to enact the rituals in order to open a series of portals and bring about the end times. Thankfully, Dan's friends and compatriots and casual acquaintances and total strangers won't let that happen without a fight. FBI agents Jack Whiteside and Roy Arroyo team up with Rocky Arroyo and Declan McDonough, members of a shadowy governmental organization known as The Company. Together, the foursome track Dan to the remote island of Tristan da Cunha, where they ultimately confront a high priest who forces them to play a deadly game. Sadly, the rules are rigged, much like cruel fate. The second portal is opened. Father Dagon's massive talons rise to either side of the investigators from the depths of the volcanic lake, unleashing vigorous, deadly applause, while the island sinks into the ocean. All is lost. Or so it seems. For we must remember, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts.
Ew.
Hey, look, guys, this is where they left Atlantis.
Using protection, though, right? With the many parts?
Jack.
YOLO, Brian. YOLO.
No, yo.
Jack. Vertigo.
Me off.
Vertigo overwhelms you as you stare into the mirror and grip the sides of the sink. The face that looks back at you is not your own. It is Dan Williams's face.
Ugh.
Behind you, him, a figure enters the tent through a flap, briefly letting in blinding sunlight and a wave of heat from outside. You squint in the mirror, trying to distinguish who it might be, but the light is too bright. "We've got a problem," the figure says in a familiar voice. Is that Assistant Director Sharon Skinner's voice?
Whoa.
You turn to call out her name, but a choking, incomprehensible rasp emerges instead. It feels like your throat is clogged with dust and the memory of lake water. You bend over, coughing violently. After a few seconds, the involuntary spasm subsides, and you look up at her with watering eyes. She returns your gaze with icy scorn, hands on her hips. "Come to my tent when you're feeling better, Dan, and try to lay off the booze, okay? This altitude messes with your metabolism." Without awaiting a response, she strides out with an air of imperious disgust. Jack, I'm going to need you to make a sanity roll immediately, please.
Why? Why would you need
character sheet?
Yeah, I have no character sheet.
That's true. You don't have a character sheet yet.
I could roll
what character
dice, though, if you'd like.
I'm going to share with you now. Actually, I'm not, because something happened to my...
To my.
Good news, we're making new characters right here, right now.
No, something happened to my...
Roll 20.
Yep. Hang on a second. I'm going to rejoin and try that.
All right. I rolled a 78 with a D100.
Good old roll 20.
Yep.
I stole all your characters, so now you know how it feels. I'm never letting that go.
Let it go.
Never gonna
gonna
give
give
you
that
up. There we go. I had to basically rejoin as a player and then rejoin as GM, and I'm back in. Okay, so boom, there we go. And I'm going to go to Jack, and I'm going to share this with you.
Share it with me.
All right, there you go. You should now see.
Jack.
Whoa, I don't know if I like the phrasing on that.
So I will
Phrasing.
explain something to you in just a moment, but please roll sanity.
We were waiting.
I'm trying to figure out why it says weird things, but okay, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
Did it work?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't have a character sheet, so I have nothing laid out. I needed a 81. I rolled a 29.
All right. So you
hard
passed.
success.
Hard success. So you won't take any sanity damage, but
Okay.
you find yourself almost ready to punch the mirror
Ooh. I follow through with that.
involuntarily.
What did the mirror ever do to you?
Oh, I'll show you.
So you are now looking at your new character sheet,
Okay.
and this is a blend of you and Dan.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So these stats are a combined. What's up with your sanity thing is a little different there.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Modern Cthulhu. No, that all looks good. Yeah, it looks like there
There's
might
two
have been
things. There's two things to roll. One's purple, one's green. So
Yeah, I think
here's there's the purple one.
Oh, so purple is the full roll, green is the
Okay.
compact.
Got it.
Yep. And it looks like they've sort of changed the layout of this character
They
sheet.
did. That's why I couldn't find it at first. Yeah.
I don't know why, or actually, it seems like something else is going on there. Let me check one of these other guys real quick just to see. If
Also, when I
that.
popped out my character sheet, it brought everything with it: the bio and the abilities, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just the character sheet.
Right, that's normal. That's what it usually
Okay.
does. But for whatever reason, that first value just says floor.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
Let's see what this is. Current. Okay, it looks like they may have gotten rid of that stupid thing they had previously,
okay.
where there was like a middle one.
Right.
Anyways, okay. So let's continue along. So, anyways, this is your combined stats and everything. You can, for now, just ignore the gears and possessions section.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll get to that later. But everything else should be good. And there's one other caveat for you. And that is, at least for the next 48 hours, you will be taking a penalty dice for any attempts that use strength or dexterity. So any skills that rely on that sort of thing, so climb or jump or whatever.
So I'm just going to lay back in bed for 48 hours.
Open locks, whatever it is.
And do some burpees.
Netflix.
And that's simply a matter of you getting used to being in this new body.
Nice.
Okay? But from here on, we're going to go ahead and go to Roy.
That's me.
Yay!
It's your time to shine, princess.
Exactly right. All right. Roy. Let me try this again. Roy. Vertigo overwhelms you as you slowly regain consciousness. You are sitting upright, head slumped against your chest, sweat dripping from your drenched hair into your eyes. You try to brush away the sting of saltiness, but find you cannot move your arms. Your shoulders ache. Head rotating on a stiff neck, you gather you are in some sort of mechanical room. Pistons and cylinders move silently on well-oiled crankshafts nearby, powering an immense engine. It stinks of grease in here, which might explain the searing headache. You try to move your arms again and are rewarded with the slightest jingle as the handcuffs encircling your wrists rattle against the steel support pylon at your back. Rocky.
Oh.
Vertigo overwhelms you as you slowly regain consciousness.
I really hate that U2 song. I don't know why you have to keep going at it.
You are lying on a lumpy mattress, which smells moldy. Directly above you is the underside of another mattress, stained yellow in places and torn in others, where the stuffing seeps out.
Ugh.
You immediately ascertain you are on a bunk bed, and judging by the slight rocking motion, probably on a boat of significant size. You concentrate, sniff the air. No overwhelming scent of fish, though you do detect the faint whiff of spiced octopus, presumably from the ship's galley. Spanish or Portuguese, most likely. Probably not a fishing trawler, maybe a small tanker or rescue ship. You can feel the hum of machinery just below this room. The strange dizziness passes as you acclimate to your surroundings. You turn your head and scrutinize the tight cabin, taking in the bare-bones desk over which hangs a corkboard and mirror, a chair bolted to the floor, 2 closed lockers, and a closed, weather-tight door. 2 portholes look out into blackness. So let's go back and start with Jack. What would you like to do, buddy?
Freak out. Could I please freak out?
Freak out.
I start dancing, disco dancing. I'm going to take it very slow. Look around the room. See if I can place where I'm at. Obviously, I'm in a tent, but that's as much as I know. And more importantly, when.
Okay. So the large tent is a heavy khaki canvas anchored down in 6 places with large spikes and expertly angled 8-foot poles to provide plenty of headroom. There is a flap at one end, which can be closed with leather straps. The floor is hard-packed beaten earth. Tufts of grass creep in at the edges of the tent where it meets the ground, as greenery attempts to share your shade.
Okay.
In the far corner is a comfortable cot with a thin sheet, pillow, and military-grade blanket. Beneath the cot is a duffel bag. On a nightstand next to the cot is a half-empty bottle of J&B. There is no sign of a glass. From outside comes the din of activity. And I'm going to need you to give me a spot hidden, please.
Yes, sir.
Freak out.
I needed a 77. I rolled a 42. I sucked.
All right.
Assessed it.
And so, yeah, that's what you see initially. So what would you like to do?
Okay. I'm going to go over to the bed, the mattress, and just slowly lift it up and look under the mattress, see if I see anything.
Wow, someone put $1 down here.
I'm about to wash my tooth.
Well, the mattress is just a single cot mattress.
Oh, it's a cot.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a cot. So
Got it. So nothing under it. My bad.
there's a duffel bag under the cot, I said.
Okay. I'm going to pull that duffel bag out and set it up on the cot and unzip it and look at the contents.
All right.
Pull it wide open without taking anything out.
Exactly. So, you're looking at, you reach underneath the cot, which appears to be kind of sweat stained and has been used quite a lot. if you had given your FBI training, it looks like probably someone has been here for a couple weeks.
Okay.
Okay, someone's been occupying this tent for a couple weeks.
Gotcha.
And so you reach under, put the duffel bag on top of the cot, unzip it, and inside are very familiar items, all of which belonged to Dan.
Okay.
So all of the items that you see in your gears and possessions
Got it.
are in this bag, with the exception, obviously, of a motorcycle.
Brenda.
No, it's in there. Jumps out.
Yes. And so I think, let me take a quick look here. So in here you see a wallet, his trusty Zippo, keys, and a Ziploc bag of dead things, whatever that is.
Oh.
Do you remember what that was, Matt?
Oh God, it's been so
A
long.
Ziploc bag of dead things. Was that from the graveyard in Louisiana?
I think it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Because you got dirt with glowing moss, which I think.
Oh, that was from the start of that when I was attacked by the weird cultist zombie things back at Blaine Manor.
Okay, yep.
At the very
yeah.
start
That's
of
right.
that, yeah.
That's right. Okay, good. All right. So that's what you have basically to work with.
Okay.
Okay. So there are some missing items from Dan's possessions
Yeah,
that you don't have access to right now.
So I'm going to grab the wallet and just open it up and take a look.
And indeed, it does belong to Dan Williams. There is $23 inside.
I'm going to pull out one of the dollar bills and look at the year on it.
It is. I don't know what would be a good year.
Roll a D100.
Yeah, right. What would be a good year for a dollar bill? I have no idea.
4.
4.
4.
4.
So there you have it. It's 4. Year 4.
Okay. Damn it! I've gone all
This
the way
many.
back. I've gone all the way back in time. Well, that joke just flopped on its face. What year? See?
But you don't notice anything unusual about it. It doesn't seem.
Except that it's Dan's wallet
Yes. Other than that.
and that I'm in Dan
Yes.
Aw,
Other than
and
that.
I'm trying to process all of this all at once.
Over it.
I'm going to walk to the tent flaps and lean to one side and open a flap just a little to see what's in that line of sight.
Okay. So yeah, you see it appears to be like a wide open area, and there's people passing by.
People
Going to and fro. Yep. You hear lots of activity. I said
People,
Right.
a
please.
din of activity. Why don't you give me a listen roll, please?
I would like to also do another spot hidden to see what they're wearing, if they're military, if they're regular people, if you know what I mean.
Sure. I'll give you an explanation here, but first
Cool.
give me your listen.
What?
Listen.
What?
What?
Oh, this ought to be fun.
What?
I needed a 25. I rolled a 71. I
Okay.
promptly stuck knives in my ears.
All right. So yeah, it's just a babble of people out there.
Okay.
I'll give you a quick description here. So outside, it is sunny and warm, not quite as hot as you expected. There is a salty breeze blowing, and the fresh air makes you feel slightly better. Is that a dog or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to go.
Okay. Looking around, you immediately determine you're in some kind of encampment. And dozens, we're going to screw this up, but anyways. You're in some kind of encampment located in a temperate valley.
Okay.
All around, in every direction, are green mountain ranges ringing the area about 400 yards away. 2 large lakes are to either side of the camp.
All right.
Dozens of burly, shirtless, golden-skinned men carry boxes, push carts, and lug overstuffed bags on their way to some undetermined destination, but moving with purpose. A few taller individuals dressed head to toe in black, icy blue eyes staring out of a slit in their headpiece, follow the larger groups, uttering orders in what sounds like French. Their tone, however, cannot be mistaken. They are on a strict timeline.
Sacre bleu.
Several other tents have been erected all around. About 100 yards away, you see Sharon Skinner standing in front of one that's about twice the size of yours. She is chatting with another swaddled stranger, only his garb is so deep red it's nearly purple. At his waist is a scimitar that glints in the sunshine.
Ooh.
Skinner nods vigorously to her visitor, then goes inside. He strides away, muscles rippling beneath the thin veneer of cloth, toward another tent nearby that has a peculiar yellow flag flapping in the wind outside. You also notice a fair number of individuals going in and out of another structure at the far end of camp. Some lounge outside the faded green-blue canvas flaps, drinking, eating, and talking. You can hear distant, muffled laughter coming from within. Yet another tent catches your eye because it is completely black in color, and there are 2 armed guards posted outside, both of them wearing yellow robes and each brandishing a rifle. All of this visual information is making you a bit dizzy, much like the lightheadedness you felt while ascending Tristan da Cunha. How long ago? And I need another spot hidden from you since you indicated that.
Probably like
And then you're going to have to roll for vexillology to understand that flag.
I needed a 77. I rolled a 47. That's also a success.
So since you are somewhat familiar with this symbol, you immediately recognize the sigil on the yellow flag, which depicts the Order of Dagon, an eyeball with a D in the center. And that D looks very familiar.
Looks like your D, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, tentacle time.
You want the D?
And we're going to switch back to
Oh,
Roy.
I want the D.
No D for you.
What's up?
What's up, Roy? So you are
What's up,
you find
homie?
yourself basically handcuffed to this pole.
Nice. Start dancing.
So, I was going to say it's an average Tuesday for Roy.
Take a nap.
Had someone turn on Sports Center?
I guess I'll roll a spot hidden since I can't, so it's like sorta.
You can't roll, therefore, by default, you succeed. So, that's how
Look
that
around.
works, right? Automatic critical success.
Or I lost my eyes. I jiggle the handcuffs and be like, "Hey, are you there?"
And as you do so, you hear your voice echo into the larger chamber. It appears that you can't quite see where you're at because it's quite dark. All you can see is a red light behind some of this huge machinery.
Ooh.
And it gives the pistons and cylinders sort of like bas relief. But nobody answers. But why don't you go ahead and roll me a D100, please?
Fishy.
Decided to say I can't, and then you said the D100.
40. Okay, nice.
Ooh.
Right.
Up as we go.
All right.
He knew what was gonna happen. He just didn't. He just wanted to make me roll to make it act like there was a chance.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
So
we have to follow the script, Gabe, but we do have to make it look like things are kind of happening. So.
yeah, that was the 2.5 review. Anyways, so you sort of look around a bit more, squinting, and your eyes do become acclimated somewhat to the darkness. And about, let's say, about 60 feet away, you see a what looks to be some sort of desk which has some glowing, blinking lights on it. They're very dim, but once your eyes adjust, you see that.
Thing around me, kind of like feel around. It's handcuffed.
Why don't you go ahead and
Dance.
dance? Why don't you go ahead and give me a luck roll?
Oh,
And that's
'cause I
just
can't.
D100.
10.
A 10, did you say? Yep, okay, I see it now, 10. You are sort of looking around and feeling around, and your hand brushes a jagged, slender piece of metal behind you that's laying on the ground. It's about the length of maybe a pencil or something, but it's a very sharp piece of thin metal.
I'll pick the lock on the handcuffs.
Nice. All right, go ahead and roll me a D100.
T.
A 70. Yeah. So it's you're trying to fiddle with the lock, and you feel it sort of enter the keyhole. You just about have it, and then your hand feels strange, and you get this weird numbness in your fingers, and your grip slips suddenly, and you feel the piece of slender metal just fall from your grasp and twirl out of your reach onto the ground.
I'm gonna cut my arm off.
Just break your thumb and
Just
slip
chew
out.
it off like a wolf in a trap.
It's not me, it's you.
Is that what wolves sound like, Matt?
Yes.
That's
It'd be terrifying. You're just
Listen.
walking through the woods at night and all you hear is gang, 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 gang.
Oh, I would run.
Get real nervous, so now I'm sweating a lot and I can just slip out.
Dislocate several things to try and slip out.
Unfortunately, it was his knee and his elbow. It didn't work. Damn it. Wrong ones again.
Oops.
You can get a better look at what's glowing.
It appears to be some, like you're sort of laying, sitting on the ground, and this thing's about, like I said, 50, 60 feet away. It's clearly a desk, but it's probably some sort of control panel for the machinery, potentially.
Is it bolted to the ceiling?
What am I attached to? What are the handcuffs attached to?
So your arms are wrapped behind you and handcuffed around a steel pylon that goes all the way up to the roof, and it's bolted to the floor.
I'm near a wall.
No, you're not.
Just go full Hulk and rip the pipe out of the wall and walk away.
Dislocate your neck.
Backwards shimmy up the pylon like I'm in gym class. I always get hit with the stupid and doesn't know what to do situations.
Just say I need an adult.
I
Click your heels together 3 times, saying there's no place like home.
are made of.
I'm sorry, say again?
Made of.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, what's the floor made of?
Okay, I didn't hear that. What's the floor made of? It is metal.
Just use the stupid cutting torch you have in your pocket.
I'll take off my shoe and reveal that I had a hacksaw in there the whole time.
Well, it's odd because the shoe doesn't look like anything you'd wear.
It's too dark. I mean, it doesn't look like anything I'd wear.
It's a pump.
Looks like almost like military boots of some sort.
Feel it. Feel around on my hands to see if they're as hairy as they usually are.
No, they actually feel quite a bit less hairy.
Huh.
But awful sweaty, like you said.
Only really sweaty, not this sweaty.
Compelling stuff here, guys.
Hello. You said I could see the boots.
Yes, you can see the boots. Mm-hmm.
Can I try and use the glow to get a reflection in the metal floor, since the floor is metal for some stupid reason?
No, it looks pretty roughshod. So it's mostly for walking, not really looking at yourself.
Here.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl.
It's only 3.6 rotogens. Not good, but not bad.
Feel around in my pockets.
You can't reach your pockets.
Have any clue what to do here then?
He wasn't using his hands. Yeah, I don't know what I would do either in that situation.
About it.
Yeah. You scream for help.
It didn't work.
Be more talked for help. You might want to try actually screaming.
Scream for help again.
Okay. All right, let's go back to Rocky.
I'm going to scream for help again. Oh, wait.
So you're in this cabin of some sort?
In the woods.
Oh. Is there a mirror anywhere in there?
Yes, as I said.
So vain.
There is a cork board
been a
and a
while.
mirror over the desk.
I'm going to
Why would you be suddenly compelled for a mirror? Metagaming.
I'm going to kind of slowly get up and, hold onto the bunk bed for support just to make sure I'm not going to fall over. And I'm going to kind of work my way over to that desk and
Work it.
Push it.
bop it. Oh,
Stop it.
I'm going to work my way over to the desk and see if there are any papers or anything on the desk that have some sort of identifying mark on them to tell me just where the hell I am.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a D100, please.
I don't think papers talk.
I mean, it's going to take a while. You live a 3-hour drive away from me, Jeremy. I don't think giving you the D100 is the most efficient way to do this.
That's true.
But I'll see you in a little bit.
I rolled an 80.
So, as near as you can figure, this is it probably is some sort of sailor's desk and cabin, but there's nothing here that tells you anything about where you're at. There's just let me see if I got another little deal for you here.
You are the captain now.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me. I am the captain now.
Okay, so yeah, you see that obviously the chair is bolted to the floor, and the bunk beds that you left are chained against one wall, and the desk is one of those types that can be folded upwards into the wall if need be and secured. And it looks like there's probably scraps of what used to be a corner of a photograph pinned to the corkboard, which would ripped out and maybe moves elsewhere. Beyond that, there's nothing that tells you much of anything.
Gonna kind of pound my hands on the desk out of frustration and slowly look up at the mirror to see, I guess, to kind of try and figure out who's looking back at me.
So you look into the mirror and you see someone else staring back.
John Cena.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's Jack. And I'm going to go ahead and share with you your new character sheet.
Oh. Don't read my private stuff.
Exactly.
I'll kick your
I
ass.
believe I
punk.
expunged all that. So.
Yeah.
And I'm going to need you to make a sanity roll, please.
Hey, now that I have a character sheet, I can do that. Although mine says floor, so I don't know if that's gonna.
It won't. It doesn't affect it.
Doesn't affect
Okay.
it. The middle ones are the current.
Click of the green.
I needed a 71. I rolled an
Ooh.
87. That is a failure.
All right, so you are going to take 1 point of sanity damage as you realize that this is not your body, and you feel sort of trapped. And before you can stop yourself, you begin clawing madly at your face.
It can't get much worse.
And this
He's
goes.
already ugly enough. I mean, I can't-
Right?
You drag just ugly, like opening up his scarred face again. And blood trickles down your cheeks.
It's economics.
And then you somehow, you look down at your bloodied hands and you feel that wave of disgust and alien feeling just go away. And you're just left with dripping fingers. So you are going to, for the entirety of the scenario, make a note. Receive a penalty die for any appearance checks in this scenario.
All right.
Oh my.
And
Unfortunately, this whole scenario is one big Miss Universe competition, and I'm at a serious disadvantage.
it hinges
Luckily,
on
I
your
think I can
appearance.
make up for it in the talent portion.
Let's say, come on, talent portion.
All right.
And back.
Um,
I mean, no. You're not Rocky.
is there anything in the room that I can kind of use to kind of wipe my face and my hands off?
There's nothing really obvious other than maybe the bedding, which looks a little,
Piss stained.
could be a little.
We're,
You do have those 2 lockers.
okay. I guess I'll go open up the lockers and see what's inside.
Okay.
Pink eye.
You open up the first locker, and inside is a straight razor sitting on the floor,
Oh Christ.
which is stained with black crusted blood.
Creepy. Do I have pockets? Can I like pick it up and like
Yeah,
just in case?
you're
Okay.
dressed in Jack's clothing, so yeah.
All right. I'm gonna fold it shut, pick it up, and stick it in one of my pockets just in case.
All right, why don't you go ahead and give me? Excuse me. I came out of nowhere.
Zoom tight.
Yeah, came out of nowhere. Why don't you go ahead and give me a dexterity check as you basically try to fold this straight razor with its crusty blood mucking up the hinges, and then it quickly releases and snaps closed. And if you fumble, then you will snip yourself.
Well, that's not a problem because I needed a 60 and I rolled a 38.
All right, so you manage to, even though your hands don't feel like your own and you just feel fumbly, you manage to close it and put it in your pants pocket.
Well, I mean, they don't call me Fumbleina for nothing.
Keep it in your pants.
That's right, Fumbleina.
Okay, so what's in the other locker?
So you open up the next locker, and there is a worn leather satchel inside. You immediately recognize it as Jack's.
I'm going to pull the satchel out of the locker, set it down on the bag, and start rifling through it so I can see what he has in his...
Just use your hands.
No, don't use your rifle.
Right?
So yeah, in your gear and possessions are what you find. The only thing is the lock blade. Actually, no, all this stuff is there. You are missing nothing. You have everything that you see there. So a lock blade, his 9mm Glock 17, 3 clips, surgical gloves, flashlight, a torch lighter, hatchet, food, whatever that means, water, and a crusty, bloody straight razor. A mask, which I think is a air breathing mask, or filter mask, a flare, and some glow sticks
For the rave.
for the rave later. Yeah.
Oh, clearly.
So that's what you
Don't
find
touch
inside.
my pacifier.
And you do have an eerie feeling as you recognize all of these items as you take them out and inventory them and then put them back into the satchel.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna swing the satchel over my shoulder, and I'm going to head over to the door on the far side and kind of slowly push it open.
Okay. And it opens up without any issues. It is a hatch, essentially, like you would find in any interior cabin in a rescue ship. And so you undo the latch and open it up into a dark hallway. And I'll give you a description here of that dark hallway.
It's dark.
It's dark and it's a
And
hallway.
Oh,
What do you do?
All right. You look
go
out.
west. Oh.
Go west, young man. You look out into the hallway cautiously. The floor is covered in a 1/4 inch of water, which sloshes back and forth with the rocking of the boat. Every 30 feet or so, a red emergency light bolted to the wall behind a wire cage flickers ominously, like blood pulsing from the ship's belly. Creaks and groans from the hull resound in the passage, lending an eerie ambiance, while shadows flit on the walls, as if fellow passengers might be just around the next corner. And that's when you hear someone yelling. And Jack.
Okay. Oh. Hi, Jack. Oh.
Hi, Jack.
Is that what they're yelling? And
Absolutely.
Jack!
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Jack.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
I don't want to do anything. Go to bed. I'm going to slowly. I'm fully dressed, correct? I don't.
You are fully dressed, yes.
Okay, just making sure. Walking through the camp,
In
It's
Dan-
real
in
breezy
dance
in
clothing.
camp today.
just swinging around. Okay, so I'm going to
Helicopter that son of a
fake it
bitch.
till I make it, and I'm gonna beeline it right to Skinner, like I know what the hell I'm doing.
Okay. And as I mentioned, she did already
Gun
go back.
drawn. No.
As I mentioned, she
Literally
did,
walking around with an Etch-a-Sketch that has a gun on it. I made this.
as I mentioned, she did go back into her tent.
Okay. Good. So I will go to her tent and knock.
All right. So you stride across the encampment, taking in, and I guess, how do you react when you are sort of dodging all of these people?
I'm gonna roll dodge.
I'm going to roll Chevy.
Again, I'm going to, as I'm walking, my eyes are darting, but not my head. I'm watching every movement that everybody's making and correcting myself as needed to get to where I need to go.
Okay. All right. So as you make your way across the encampment, let's say it's the central area, you do get you're sort of surprised to receive a few smiles and nods from the burly workmen.
Okay.
Not from the overseers, who are
Following them.
a bit more staid and look at you with, to your mind, suspicion.
Okay.
But the workers who are just pushing things and carrying things around, a couple of them just sort of nod and smile in your direction.
They must have seen my burlesque show.
How do you react to that?
I keep a stern face, very small nod, and stay focused on my destination.
Okay. All right. So you arrive at Skinner's tent, and
Yep.
And there's really nowhere to knock. I mean, it's a tent.
Yeah, that was the joke. It's a tent.
Stand outside the tent. Knock, knock, knock.
Shit, I don't remember what her title was.
Assistant Director Sharon Skinner.
Okay. Assistant Director, may I come in? However Dan sounds.
You hear a noise from inside that's sort of non-committal. Like, what?
I put my arm along one of the flaps and just peel it straight back and over with me in the opening, looking direct in.
All right. Well, this tent is bigger than yours, roomy and well-kept, with a hard-packed earthen floor. An elaborate canopy bed, however, takes the place of the standard cot, with wispy mosquito netting protecting the white linen sheets. There are 2 nightstands to either side, one of which has a bottle of cognac and 2 snifters on it, while a large steamer trunk squats at the foot of the bed. Skinner is sitting at a desk that looks rather old, perhaps antique, with indefinable scrollwork and symbolic etchings. She turns and meets your appraising stare. Do you like it, Dan? 19th century, pristine condition. Belonged to a priestess in Buenos Aires. Cygnus acquired it for me. Knowing the right people gets you the right things, yeah?
It's beautiful.
Yes, indeed. Now, what is this assistant director? Are you still feeling okay, Dan?
I'm just a little out of sorts.
Yeah, well, I could see that. The ritual must have taken it out of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I having a little bit of a hard time today.
Yeah, you look pretty bad. Do you think maybe you should knock off the booze?
I think this will be the last day that I drink, to be honest with you.
That's probably for the best. There aren't many days left, are there?
Not many.
So how are things coming along with the ritual?
I think we're on track.
Good. I wouldn't want anything to delay us any further.
Yeah, we can't have that.
So are you still feeling confident?
I feel better.
I know things
I'm
didn't
not
go
dead
quite as
yet.
planned on Tristan da Cunha.
I think if we focus, our results will be true.
And she sort of looks at you out of the corner of her eye, and her brow furrows slightly. I'm going to need you to make a luck roll, please.
Sweet. Look.
Muck luck.
I've got tons, so I should be good. Yeah, I'm good. Shh, I'm good. I needed a 19. I rolled a 50, which is a success, but a failure.
So,
That's succeeding.
So Dan, you don't seem to be yourself today. Anything bothering you? What's on your mind?
I think I just need to get a little bit more rest.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've been resting for quite some time now. I mean, it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have someone look at you. What do you think?
It couldn't hurt at this point.
Okay. So, yeah.
I pull out the Ziploc bag at that things and throw it in.
Not dead things.
And then the other
Pocket
hand,
sand.
pocket sand.
Pocket sand. Well,
I'm not good at bluffing when I have no idea what's happening.
Maybe we should find
That's
someone
the
else to
fun.
perform the ritual.
I can.
If you're
handle
not
it.
feeling up to it.
I can handle it.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a roll there, buddy? So that's either going to be That sounds to me like a persuade or intimidate. Which one's or a fast talk?
Well, let's see. I'm going to do a persuade. I needed a 40. I rolled a 3. That is an extreme suck. Yes.
All right, Dan. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get in your face about this. But we just have to make sure that everything goes exceedingly well and according to plan. You know this.
I know.
We
It
only
will.
have 3 days. 3 days, and this will all be over. I promise.
I'm going to get back to it.
Well, before you go, there's something else. Look, I know you're very busy preparing for the ritual, but the perimeter guards picked up someone sniffing around the camp. He claims to be a tourist from Horta, but he had a camera and a handwritten map to our location. So something else is going on. Before you interrogate the stranger, though, Cygnus wants to see you.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, let me know if you need anything, and I'm happy to help. I'll have all the materials ready for you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
And she turns back to her desk.
The hell was that? And Cthulhu's here. Okay, I'm going to do a quick dart around her with my eyeballs and see if I can see anything that can be helpful or useful or give me any information as to what the fuck is going on.
That's.
I know what's going on, but
That's-
I want you to tell me so I
would
know
like-
that you know.
I would like the written scenario
Yeah,
to be
right.
on the trunk that's squatting by her bed.
Well, that's good. So that's a good specific way to use your
Yeah.
skills. So, so you're looking. Say that again.
Looking at the trunk that's squatting by her bed.
Okay.
It can stand up. It doesn't have
Gotcha.
to squat.
Go ahead
all
and
the
give me a
time.
spot hidden, please.
Well, it could be squatting. You don't know. I needed a 77. I rolled an 11. That's another extreme sucks.
Okay. With that extreme success, we'll say this: that the, excuse me, the
Oh, I don't want that.
Gabe in the cellar and let him out.
Okay, so the trunk at the foot of her bed is what appears to be like a travel steamer trunk. So it's rather large. But there is some unusual writing on it. So it appears to be some sort of foreign or alien language. It doesn't look like any language you've ever seen. And it's almost like a web of lines, of written lines that converge where the lock is. Okay?
Interesting.
So sort of etched on the outside, converging on the lock. But you also see something peeking out slightly from the underneath her mattress.
Oh,
With
Someone put $1 here.
she left it 2 feet too.
And it's really hard to tell, but it kind of looks like a ball gag.
Oh,
Kinky.
interesting.
Kink shaming is my
Okay.
kink.
You're a weirdo, and I point. You're a weirdo. I promptly put it on. No.
Oh,
I as I'm turning to leave, I do just a quick like inner monologue. What the hell is going on? And then I leave.
All right, so you step back outside. Let's switch back to Roy. So, Roy, you are yelling. What are you yelling, by the way?
bloody murder.
Someone shaved my hands and put boots on me and tracked me down here.
And that's when you hear a distant creak of hinges.
What kind of door is that?
Poorly oiled metal door.
That's no screen door.
Screen door. I would be able to know that I'm in its presence.
All right. And so you hear this squeaking door sort of in reply. And we'll go back to Rocky.
God damn it.
Rocky, I need you to... Oh, wait, let me find the right thing here.
What am I gonna do? You have to. What am I doing?
44 payments.
Rocky.
You're open a creaking door, duh.
Rocky, why don't you go ahead and give me a spot hidden, please, as you look into the hallway.
There it is.
Boys, it was.
I needed a 16. I rolled a 1. That is a critical success.
Nice.
Fuck.
There are
Roll something.
two things that you immediately spot because you are, well, you're Rocky Royal. Let's be honest here. So you
Look, someone left the written scenario book we're playing on that table right there.
You still have your faculties about you, and you notice that it appears that just on the hallway, which extends to the left as you peek out and is a dead end just a few feet to the right, that at the far end to the left, where it would tee, there used to be some sort of sign tacked to the wall, but probably was used to indicate different parts of the ship, but it has been removed. That's where you would have expected these little signs to say, this way to the upper deck, or whatever it is. But more disturbingly, because you rolled a hard success, you see dark droplets of desiccated blood on the walls.
Ooh. So I'm gonna fumble through the pack and pull out the flashlight and click it on.
Okay. And there is a bit of light from the sort of flickering red lights behind the cages mounted on the walls as well. But your flashlight does turn on. It is a little weak, so the batteries aren't the best. But
So if I hit it a few
times,
times, is it gonna fix that?
it does seem to get
Smack, smack.
Yeah.
Oh,
It does seem to get a little bit brighter.
Okay. So along with the flashlight, I'm going to pull out the Glock. I'm going to slide a clip in, pull back to load it, and I'm going to hand over hand flashlight and gun down the hallway towards the strange noise I heard in the distance.
Okay. And that strange noise was definitely someone yelling from below. And
I think they were screaming something about hands, but I'm not quite sure.
Hans and Gretel.
So boots.
So you
So-
move down the hallway to the T, which is opens up to a larger area that has what looks to be a staircase going up to another deck, but also a door to the immediate right that is sort of swinging a little bit on the hinges. It's like cracked open, and the water is sort of susurrating, opening the door. The hatch is sort of going back and forth.
All right. I guess I will continue towards the other door.
Okay. So it's just a few feet from where the junction is, and you can see inside. I'll give you a little indication here. Beyond the door is a metal encased area ringed by a narrow walkway with a waist-high railing that runs around the perimeter. The middle of the room is open air, looking down onto the engine room about 30 feet below. In the red light, pistons move like the innards of a dying giant, still pumping lifeblood through clogged arteries. Just over the railing, in the far corner, is a welded ladder leading down. and you hear another sort of a jingling sound coming from below. Sort of metal on metal.
So I'm going to kind of slowly creep along the walkway, just kind of sweeping my flashlight down below.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kind of creep towards the ladder.
And Roy, you see this flashlight beam erupt from above you, panning the floor.
Lee. And I'll keep yelling.
And
I'm ready to talk.
And so you hear, Rocky, you clearly hear Roy down below yelling out for you.
Right.
That it's we have our voices and we need to like face off this or what?
Face. Oh.
Get it,
Roy,
boys.
is that you down there?
Yeah, it's me. As far as I know, it's me, Roy.
And Roy, you hear Rocky.
Here, moron.
There we go.
All right. I'm going to rush down the walkway and down the ladder.
Okay. And
He's Jack, right?
And so, Roy, you see the flashlight sort of bob and weave as someone comes down the ladder. You can't quite make them out very well. But then they reach the bottom and presumably come toward you.
Yep.
Okay. And walking toward you is Rocky. And Rocky, you see Roy somehow, for some reason, handcuffed to this pylon.
Well, it seems karma truly is a bitch, isn't it?
Maybe I like
I've
thing.
half a mind to just leave you here. If I had my phone on. Actually, hold on a second. I'm going to scout through pockets for Jack's phone.
Only have half a mind, idiot.
You find was his phone in the gear?
Apparently Jack doesn't own a phone because it's not on his list of gear and possessions. Good job, Jack.
So yeah, it must have been. Why don't you go ahead and give me a luck roll? How's that? We'll be fair
All right.
about this.
I needed a 59 and I rolled a 30. That's a successful luck roll.
Yep, you find it. It's at the very bottom of his satchel.
Here we are. I'm gonna unlock the phone and step back for a second to just take a picture.
What's the passcode?
There's actually, it's quite dead.
Ha.
Oh,
It's feeling better, though.
drat.
Out of here or not?
It's of course. All right. So, can I? I mean, I have like a machete. I'm trying to figure out how we can get him out of here.
Chop
my
his
arm.
hands off, I guess.
Clearly. What do I got?
Pick the lock.
I got a hatchet. I don't have anything to pick it with.
Thought you were Mr. Tough Guy. Just break the chains.
Talk to each other.
You wouldn't happen to have a key to those handcuffs, would you? And you just enjoy sitting there.
Dropped a little metal poker over there. You'll probably use it to pick it if you actually think you're good enough.
All right. I'm assuming over there is just kind of behind you, and
Flashlight guy, I don't got one of those.
I'm gonna point the flashlight underneath him to see if I can't see any kind of shiny object that might be the piece of metal that he says he dropped.
Yep, you readily find it. It's just a very thin, narrow pencil length of some sort of like sheet metal that was sheared off of something long ago and left here. It's slightly bent now.
Okay. Oh, I guess this might be what you're talking about. And it's been quite some time since I've had to do a more devious activity. But just give me a second here, and I'm going to try and use the shim to pick the handcuffs.
Okay, go ahead. And remember, you're going to take a penalty dice for this.
Oh boy, I'm stuck here forever.
I have to roll appearance?
No, you're in the wrong body. You're in Jack's body.
Oh, okay. I thought. Oh, so that's for
strength and
everybody.
dexterity.
Okay, I thought that was just for Brian.
Nope.
I didn't know that applied to everybody. Okay.
Anybody who's in the wrong body.
Well, so far so good. I needed a 60 and I rolled a 28.
Now roll a
So
d10.
I just need to roll. Yeah. Here's the D10. Hopefully,
Here's the D.
it's 6. Damn it.
Actually, that's
So
a
that makes it
68.
So fucking close.
So you can spend 8 luck if you wish.
Luck.
He's not that important.
So the piece of metal snaps off in the handcuffs and slides out, and they remain
Damn
intact.
exhaust.
It's like
I'm
Dumb
gonna
and
pull
Dumber.
the hatchet out of the bag and say, "Hold still."
You don't need your thumbs.
I'll hold still.
All right,
And I'm
so-
gonna what I want to do is I want to try and wedge the head of the hatchet in between the pipe and the handcuffs chain to kind of use it as a lever to maybe
Okay.
pop it somehow.
All right.
The
Good.
worst.
His hands are in there,
That,
right?
that sounds like a strength check to me.
So far, so good. I needed a 70 and I rolled a 32. I just need to hope
Getting
that I
happy.
roll. Not that. Now it's a 92, so I failed again. Damn penalty dice.
Yep. And so, just for whatever reason,
All
your
right.
hands just slip off the handle of the hatchet. It's almost like you're not controlling your own hands.
I have an idea. Come here. I gotta tell you.
What?
Get over here. Hands. Look right into the keyhole. Hello, where you have that metal shard that snapped off. Take a look right there.
I'd rather not.
I'm never getting out of here.
There any safety goggles around that I can put on before I get close to a piece of metal that might be going near my eye?
You have an entire ship
Just
to
look at it, you
explore.
baby.
Swear to God, if you try and blind me again.
Too, and that'd be payback for what you did to me anyway. So
Jesus Christ.
Yes, well, then we'd be even considering what you tried to do to me back in the 8th grade.
you actually blinded me. That's different. Take
Fine.
a look at it.
So
And I'm going to go back and look at the handcuffs.
Slap him.
all right. So I believe Rocky said something about looking for safety glasses or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you cast around the room with your flashlight, and clearly this is the engine room, as we said before, but you get the eerie feeling that it's running on its own. Where you might expect an engineer to be sitting is just an empty station, manuals and logs put away neatly, an empty coffee cup seemingly stuck in place by a ring of dark liquid, a pencil rolling back and forth across the desk, a chair swiveling in rhythm to the water's swells, and a series of nonsensical blinking lights, all showing green. But no sign of safety glasses. At least not here.
Dang. Hold still and don't try anything stupid. And I'm going to search his pockets.
They're empty.
Hey,
What-
big brain. There's
what
a
now?
desk over there. Go check it out and look for some controls.
You think there's just a button in the desk that says release handcuffs, do you?
A light switch over there, big guy.
I'm going to take my flashlight over to the desk and search, see if I can't find maybe the keys or something that I can use to...
Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead and give me a check his... Brian says check his pockets. That's metagaming, buddy. All right. Go ahead and give me a
I don't know what you're talking about. I needed a 60. I rolled a 39. That's a success.
Okay.
Yeah, sure it is.
So you're looking around the desk, and there's these a bunch of switches, and with lots and lots of just rows of green lights blinking faintly, and there are a bunch of logbooks and that sort of thing, probably to indicate fuel consumption and things like that, and beneath the station is something that chills your blood. It's something you're very familiar with, Rocky. It's Declan's travel kit. And as you look at the whatever's on the desk, you're sort of getting annoyed by that pencil rolling back and forth. And so you slam your hand down on it, and the coffee cup jiggles and tips over, unstuck from its ring of liquid. And on the bottom of the cup is a key.
Well, if that isn't rather convenient.
It's taped there with sellotape.
Find. I can't see.
I'm going to peel the key off of the bottom of the cup and walk back over to where Roy is.
All right.
So I found this key over at the desk.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to figure
Look
out what
over
it
at
might.
the desk and you found what I said you might find. Whoa.
I'm trying to think what this might be for. You know, it might be for that door I saw back up top there. You just wait here, and I might come back for you later.
Been spend more than a couple of days handcuffed to a pipe before. You're wrong. We're up with
Oh,
Dad,
trust me,
you
I heard
know.
plenty of what you've gotten up to. I mean, there's a reason you aren't allowed in the local strip club anymore.
Just one of them. Why don't you just unlock me?
I'm going to walk over and I'm going to use the key to unlock the side of the handcuffs that isn't jammed with a piece of metal.
It opens easily.
Well, there
That
you go.
handcuff meme where I'm like, and I'll rub my wrist and be like, oh man,
Whose
those
wrist?
handcuffs are off.
And for sure, Roy, you feel very strange. It feels like it's almost not your body.
And then I'll immediately head for the light.
Oh, towards the light.
And like get a good view of my body.
Yeah, you can see it with his flashlight even. And it appears that you're dressed in sort of, military style boots and dungarees. You're wearing a leather jacket. They're certainly not any
Okay.
clothes you would wear.
So I'm gonna grab him by the shoulders real quick. Roy, I know this might sound strange, but who do I look like to you? And I'm gonna kind of point the flashlight back at my face.
And it's clearly
Was-
Rocky. It's your brother.
Rock.
That's interesting. You see, I woke up in a small cabin. Now that I think of it, come with me, and I'm going to pull him back towards the ladder.
All right. And you two ascend the ladder.
And
Gonna kind of very hastily pull him along back to the cabin.
All right. And it's not too far of a trip, and he sort of stumbles behind you as he does so. And you arrive back at the cabin.
Gonna pull him into the room, hold him in front of the desk where the mirror is, and say, "What do you see?"
And sure enough, Roy, you're looking at Declan.
Bum, bum, bum.
And I'll go ahead and share the character sheet with you.
Share it.
Gabe.
Sharon.
Gabe.
but I get to play as Rocky. That's fine.
And Roy, you're looking in the mirror and you see Declan's face staring back at you. I'm going to need you to make a sanity roll.
I'm on it. Look, he has sanity. Ha ha ha.
That's a fail.
That's what you get, buddy.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
what
fail.
you get.
All right, let's see what happens to you real quick here. I know you're on timeline, so we'll wrap this up. Blah, 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 blah. Rocky, Roy. And
You died.
as you look closer and closer in the mirror at Declan's face, unbelievingly, you catch a glimpse of someone standing just a few feet behind you, and it's Raid. And that will do it for this episode. Tune in next time as we play another reel of the Lovecraft tapes.
Nice. Snakes.
Any thoughts, theories?
It's getting on Freaky Friday up in this bitch.
I think it's just a normal day. Nothing really is special about it.
Nice.
The start of a mission. I mean, whatever.
All right. Well, now it's time for some hashtag recommendos, so please roll D100. Yep,
100?
I'll make you first no matter what.
Thank you.
Yep, D100, please.
50.
32.
All right. And I am 34. So,
Gabe?
rolling D100. Is that really a D100 there, buddy? Gabe, you'll go first. Start us off.
Gabe rolled a 99, so he gets to go first.
Yeah.
You don't want to own a Switch because there's only like 5 games on Switch, and the controllers will break your hands if you use them for like more than an hour.
I enjoy my Switch, I just want to say.
Chill, Matt. I'm making a commercial here. It's good and all, but what's way 100 billion times better than Mario? He mastered the best kart racer ever made, other than the Shrek one, in Crash Team Racing. Which, if you're a human, you ought to. You'll love Crash Team Racing because it ports in all the great characters, and it's similar in controls and style to Mario Kart. I mean, it is just a kart racer. However, it's a much steeper difficulty, which is fun because I don't like coming in first place on everything but Rainbow Road like you do in Mario Kart. And
You've
this
obviously never seen Brian try and play Mario Kart.
Okay, well, I'm not Brian. I know, it's a shock.
You might be.
No, I can confirm that I'm not. But so it's a lot of fun, and the Crash character, it's a more dynamic universe in my opinion, even though it is smaller. So it's just, and also they do, I don't know if Mario Kart has implemented something like it, but currently they have a Grand Prix system where they're updating in events where you can win new characters and things like that. And there's weekly challenges and monthly challenges and things like that. So it's just a lot of fun, especially if you like kart racers, and it's across all platforms, which is a big bonus.
Nice.
Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel, the edition. And also, I'm going to get out of here. So you can find me at Lovecraft Gabe on Twitter and on the Discord.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Gabe. And I'm going to switch our profile out maybe I can't. This will screw us up slightly, I think. But
put your real doll in your place.
Yeah. Just leave your thing go. Actually, I might be able to
leave it going?
Hang on a second. I think I can do something. Hang on. Okay, give me 2 seconds here. Yeah, you can go ahead, Gabe. And I'm just going to change my...
See you Sunday, guys.
Yep, see you Sunday. Boom. And
Spoilers.
Discord. Okay, got it. There we go. Boom. Bye. So I got switched our template so once he leaves, then it'll be just us 3.
Nice.
Which is fine. It looks
Tres Amigos.
Yep, just us. So it won't disrupt too many things. Okay, so next up is Brian.
Oh my. Mine is The Boys. I spent an entire weekend trying to talk Jeremy into watching this series. It is a really cool spin on the superhero aspect. Basically, it's set in a world where there's superheroes everywhere, and you can be born a superhero. But your goal is to be one of the top 6, which works for this company. This company basically owns the superheroes and covers them with lawyers, and they're press and their social media tracking. It's all about reputation and what looks good. Kind of like the influencers that we have now, like YouTube and all of that. Except there's a dark side to the superheroes. They don't always do the right thing. So when the wrong thing happens, it gets covered up by lawyers and contracts and all that fun stuff. Well, there's a group of people that have had enough. Just regular old non-super people. And they are working their way to try to expose all of these superheroes. It is very adult. I would put it in the rated R aspect or range there. Very gory. And it's got some comedic aspects to it as well. So check out The Boys. I believe it's on
Amazon,
yeah. So they have a hit on their hands if they keep treating it the way they did with the first season. Episodes are roughly an hour long, and I think there's 8 of them total in the first season.
Cool. Yeah, and just to side note that, I did read after the fact, I think just a day or two ago, that the director or the creator of the show was heavily influenced by James Gunn's Super, which I love that movie.
Yes, and that's the feel I get from it. They're just normal people with powers.
Mm-hmm.
So they fuck up like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Really good ratings too on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. So.
Cool. Well, we'll check that out, and I might actually even check that out. I was very tempted today, actually, but I went a different direction. Okay, I'm going to recommendo this episode, a board game called Jaws.
Yes.
From Ravensburger for 2 to 4 players, where one player is the shark while the other player or players control Brody, Hooper, and Quint. Act 1 is a lot like Battleship, with the humans trying to locate and pin barrels on the shark, while the shark eats swimmers and uses special powers to evade the humans. And when I say special powers, I mean not like supernatural, just like move quickly from one thing, move deeper so you can avoid the fish finders and that sort of thing.
Oh, 0 out of 10 cannot summon Sharknado.
Act 2 takes place on the Orca, with the humans trying to kill the shark using various weapons and equipment, while the shark tries to destroy the boat or eat the humans using special card-based abilities. And again, these are not exactly supernatural. They're just sort of, allows him to be stronger and faster than he ordinarily would be. This board game is easy to pick up. It has good suspense and variation in play. It is strategy, so it can change depending on who you're playing it with. It's very quick to play. The whole thing can last probably under an hour, easy. Mm-hmm. And what I like best about it is that it evokes the spirit of the movie perfectly. And you get that same sort of feeling as if you're watching the movie. It's kind of fun, playful, but scary and suspenseful. And you want all the swimmers to live, and they're probably not going to. So
yeah,
that's Jaws, the board game. This was a Target exclusive, but you might be able to pick it up in other marketplaces later. But I highly suggest you get it no matter how you can get it. It's fun. It's fun.
It is very fun.
We're going to Target, boys.
Yeah. All right, Matt, close us off.
Well, tonight I'm excited to get back into the swing of recommendoing. So I have a video game for everyone. So way back in the early days of PC gaming, there was a game called Theme Hospital that a lot of people have very fond memories of and that they loved. And it was, a hospital simulator, but was more on the wacky side. And why it holds up to this day for some people, if you want something a little more modern, I'm going to go ahead and say pick up a game called 2 Point Hospital, which is more or less a spiritual successor to Theme Hospital. Same kind of mechanics. You start with like an empty building and you have to build out facilities and hire staff to kind of work this hospital, and you have to, be able to treat patients and diagnose them, but with the same kind of really silly vibe to it. Like, you have diseases that you have to cure, like lightheadedness, where people come in where their entire head is literally a light bulb. And so the treatment is they take them into a special room and they unscrew the light bulb from their head and then just drop a new head onto them and screw that in. And all the diseases are just really funny and really great takes on stuff. And while it has that fun element, it still is a serious management game, and it comes down to, optimizing layouts and how do you get people from the doctor's office down to the room where they need to be treated, and how do you keep people moving in and out, and how do you make as much money as you can so you don't end up closing down. And it's a really great game. It's not difficult to get into by any stretch, but you can kind of go in depth with it as you want. And they have put out a couple of DLC packs which add new diseases and new locations and stuff like that. And it's all worth picking up and playing because it's a really good time.
Sweet.
Cool. 2 Point Hospital, right?
Yep.
All right.
It's available on Steam for only $35.
Sweet. Deal at any price. All right. Well, that's going to be it for this episode of the Lovecraft Tapes. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Music, Podbean, Spotify, Stitcher, or anywhere you download your regular podcasts. If you like what you hear, please leave us a review. Hopefully
and if you don't, we're the Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
Yes. No 2.5 stars, please. Meanwhile, you can find us at thelovecrafttapes.com with links to all our hashtag recommendos and social media channels, including Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, and our Discord server where you can chat with us in real time. You can find me on Twitter at lovecrafttapes.
And if anybody wants to get me in contact with Jamie Lee Curtis and or Lindsay Lohan so I can get a whole grasp on this Freaky Friday stuff, hit me up on Twitter at TheRealWeirdKid.
Just give me their information. I'll just take it from there. You can reach me on Twitter at Brian Podcasts.
And you can reach Gabe at LovecraftGabe on Twitter. Until next time, roll for ball gags.
Kinky.
All right. That's going to do it for the stream. So I'm going to stop the stream.